You know, I'm listening to a lot of us now talk as if we should just be ready to hold L's when certain people pick fights with us. And I'm going to say this uh, rather quickly. I don't even think that it takes a long time to say this. When it comes down to racial conflicts, we didn't start this. White folk did. When it comes down to um, the gender conflict, black men didn't start this because, well, you can't get a straight black man interested in a gender war. You can't even get black men who don't like women like that interested in a gender war. So we already know that most of us at the end of it are simply not part of the problem. We simply aren't the ones who, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. We didn't do it. We didn't start these conflicts. As a black man, you were involved in two conflicts you did not pick. You did not choose. One is racial and the other one is gender. And then add to that the other ones that come about because of it, the financial ones. And you've actually, collectively speaking, done better than expected in these financial conflicts. With that being said, gentlemen, I'm actually kind of somewhat proud of you. But you're caught up in conflicts that you didn't start. You didn't pick them. You didn't know they were coming. They just happened. And then both of these opponents want to come and start talking to you about what is a fair fight. And I do think that there is such a thing as a fair fight, but let me tell you what it means in this case. I learned this years ago and it helped me to understand. A fair fight is the one the good guy wins. And you ain't been the villain yet. Stop saying that more of us need to learn to just hold L's unless it's a strategy. Let's not encourage that anymore. No more. I'm not even going to list any individual situations right now at this point. I'm not even going to go so far as to talk about that. Let me just merely remind you that you don't owe it to someone else to take an L in the name of a so-called fair fight unless you started that fight. When I say gender justice forever at the end, I'm talking about justice. Justice does not mean only that the fight was fair. Remember, it also means that the good guy wins. And in real life, that might not be the case, but that's because usually good people don't walk around forcing it to be the case. There was a Christian conference 25 years ago in the Atlanta area, and it was named "The Righteous Take It by Force." And that probably was, I don't know if that came out of a Bible verse or not. I never could find one. But this is going to have to be something we black men understand without necessarily telling and saying out loud in front of non-men and in front of non-blacks, but only in front of each other across nationalities. If you are black, you do not owe it to anybody to lose any conflict in the name of it being a fair fight unless you started that conflict, you picked it, you chose it, you provoked it. If you're going to be the good guy, you don't owe it to anybody else to lose, because you didn't pick the fight in the first place. I hope this helps. Thank you for listening. Justice, then freedom, now and forever. Haki Nahuru Sasa Namilele.